This is the second video on the value of love over freedom. Of course, both are valuable, but love is more valuable, and here's why. Example number 2. Musical artists who love their freedom and they value their freedom of what to say. This has been a hot topic in America for, 50 years now at least, possibly longer. Started in the 60s, 70s, it was very big in the 80s, and I am sure that it continues to this day. Anyone who attempts to censor the lyrics of musical artists is vilified and seen as the enemy, seen as a fascist. You can't censor my free speech, this is America. And that is partially true, but here's the rub. It's all about influence and what any of us are doing with our influence. In this case, musical artists, any genre of music. What are they doing with their influence over millions and millions of people? How are they influencing them? And for what are they influencing these millions of people? That's what needs to be considered by the artists themselves. And they need to use love to govern their freedom, considering how what they are saying is influencing the hearts and minds and spirits and souls and families and relationships of their listeners. Because if they don't govern themselves and adjust their message according to how it's going to influence the hearts and minds and spirits and souls and relationships of millions and millions of people, including millions and millions of children, then their message of influence is guaranteed to hurt some of those people. Not all of those people, because everybody's different. Some people can handle it, but a lot of people cannot. And especially the most vulnerable and the most impressionable children, young children, who will hear the music and the lyrics that their parents and others play. Regardless of how much it is the parents' responsibility to shield their children from it, we all know, this is not our first rodeo, the children will find a way to hear that music. And they will consequently be influenced by the lyrics and the spirit of that music. So many people recognize that the influence that musical artists has on people is damaging to hearts and minds and spirits and souls and relationships. And so they attempt to censor the musical artists, which of course then results in cries of censorship and this is America, freedom, etc., etc., etc. It's been going on for years, decades at least, probably longer. But the heart of the matter is that if people would censor themselves for love, then there would be no issue. If they would realize, yes, I have freedom, however, because love is my highest value, not freedom, I am going to govern what I say. I don't like the word censor, but I am going to choose to govern myself out of love and adjust what I say, because I realize that millions and millions and millions of children are going to hear it and be what? Influenced by it. There would be no need for censorship. But because people value freedom more than they value love, love which always does what's best for the other person, love which says, how can I value you even if it's at my own expense? So that's the rub. This is why love must always be our highest value.